This week, I took a huge chance and I signed up to join an artisan market here in Brooklyn to test out selling my fragrances to real customers. As some of you know, our EDP sprays have only been available for about 2 weeks. I got honest feedback from real New Yorkers about what they appreciated in my fragrances and what they didn't like. Honestly, I had no idea what I was getting myself into, and it almost turned into a complete disaster. In this video, I'm going to share exactly how I was able to create a market stand worthy of selling fragrances to high-end clientele in just 2 days. And I'll share the 3 major lessons that I learned along the way. If you're into this type of behind the scenes access as I build my fragrance company, Max Mace, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. In my last video, no one gave me any likes, so I'm hoping to improve upon that 0 that I got in the last video. I think we can do it, so let's get back to the video. In my 12-step business plan video, I mentioned that my goal was to eventually sell in farmers and makers markets in select cities across the US, starting with New York City. As a new fragrance brand, your #1 priority is to get as many people to smell your fragrances as possible. Seeing a name online is one thing, but it doesn't come close to giving customers an in-person experience. Whether it's markets, pop-ups, or mailers, our first job is to get people to smell your products. Then worry about sales later. Since I don't have a storefront, artisan markets are the best way for me to cultivate relationships with potential customers, meet other makers in the area, and get valuable feedback about what is and isn't working with my fragrances. I have to admit that I was very nervous to expose my fragrances to strangers in person. Before, I'd only been selling online, but now I couldn't hide behind a screen if somebody made a funny face or said they didn't like something. I knew that this would be the moment that my brand went from an online project to a fully realized company. The market I applied for was taking place on Saturday, February 14th, which was Valentine's Day. I was made aware of it just 2 days before through an email blast. And in that email blast, they mentioned that they had a few additional spots open for vendors. So I figured, why not? And I just applied. To be clear, I did not wait until I was fully prepared to apply for this market. I just jumped right in. I think one of the lessons that holds so many people back is waiting for things to feel like it's the right moment. What helped me get my business off the ground is reminding myself to just jump first and think later. And that's exactly what I did this time around too. To get into this market, I knew they wanted to see your social media accounts and make sure all your documents and business paperwork were in order too. I knew my documents were fine, but the Max Mace Instagram account still only has a few hundred followers. So I thought that could rule me out. To my surprise, they actually accepted my application. And so I had just 2 days to put together an entire market stand. That meant I needed to buy a table, a chair, a 10 by 10 canopy tent, a display, a custom table setting, and I had to make sure it all looked visually appealing enough to stand out amongst all the competing businesses around me. I knew that time was not on my side, so I immediately had to purchase all the materials with express delivery to arrive by Friday so I could put everything together. Oh yeah, not to mention that I live in New York City, so I had to figure out how I could possibly get everything to the market with no car. Okay, sorry for the shaky cam and for the fact that I do not have my microphone, but I have been running around Brooklyn today trying to get my last minute items for my stand at the market tomorrow. It's funny because in these moments I'm like, wow, this is a lot to do for one person. But I'm gonna have some friends join me tomorrow and I'm so excited to have them just for the support, because being a business owner, a lot of people don't talk about, but it is extremely lonely. And it's the moments where I'm rushing around to get all this stuff done. I'm feeling all this excitement and I kind of want to talk to somebody about it. Those moments do come. They don't always come when you want, but they come when you need. So I'm definitely keeping that in mind. I've got a lot more to do when I get in the house. I've got to start building things. I got to make sure I can transport it all there. I'm kind of nervous, so let's see how this turns out. Thanks to the purchase of a heavy-duty wagon, I was able to load up my materials and make it to the market. And that is when the real fun began. All right, so today's the big day. Unfortunately, I'm running a little bit behind, but not too much. The only thing I'm really nervous about is setting up. I've never done it before. I have this 10 by 10 tent. I gotta find something to weigh it down. Actually, there's a lot of snow, maybe that'll help. But now I just gotta rush to get there, set everything up on time, and hope for the best. Here we go. Was my intention.
Yeah, the after hours of the STEM rival are the most masculine.
Yeah.
Voice is slowly.
You didn't even ask the price. It's $30. Like, come on. Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you. So that turned out so much better than I expected. I had a goal of selling at least 3 bottles of fragrance because that would cover my cost of participating in the market. But really, I wanted to shoot for at least 10. To my surprise, I ended up selling 20 bottles. I'm feeling so rejuvenated and affirmed after finally being able to sell fragrances to customers in person. This no longer feels like a hobby, it feels like a real career. I'm feeling both proud and incredibly thankful to everyone willing to try out my new brand and for their words of support throughout the day. Along the way, I learned 3 major lessons that I want to share with you though. The first lesson is that sales will not be passive. When you're a new brand, you have to work for each and every sale. When I was in high school, I worked at a retail store and I always had the highest sales when I was on duty. My secret at the time was that I just left the customers alone and just let them do what they wanted. So I thought that strategy would work for selling my fragrances, and I was very wrong. Instead, I needed to initiate conversations with the people walking by so that they'd actually want to come over. I would encourage them by saying, hey, free smells over here, you want to try? Or even something as simple as a happy Valentine's Day was enough to get them to walk up to your table. And once they're at the table, the hardest part is done. Now they just need to smell and they can decide for themselves. Number 2 is to encourage feedback. Aside from sales, the most important thing you want to get out of a customer interaction is feedback. Even if someone walks away without buying, make sure you find out which ones they like the most. And if you're brave, you could even ask them which ones they like the least too. This data is extremely important for a new brand, and it also starts a relationship with that person. So the next time they see you, they may be more inclined to buy. Consider them a future customer. Also, make sure you get their email or at least give them your card so they can visit your website and you can keep the relationship going. Speaking of relationships, that brings me to my 3rd lesson, which is lean on your community. It may sound corny, but one of the greatest takeaways from participating in this market was the sense of community that I felt. The vendor next to me had her husband help me set up my tent. My best friends came to visit me and help me sell and even watch my table as I had to go to the bathroom. Being a business owner can be very isolating, so we teach ourselves to do everything alone. Through this process, I remembered how great we are when we can come together as a community to help each other out. By relying on your community, you can get so much more done than you think. And if you think you don't have a community to help you, look around at your neighbors and ask what you can do to help them first. Guaranteed, there's someone out there that's willing to help you when you need it. So that brings me to today, where I am back in the studio working on some new fragrances for my summer release. My goal is to continue going to these artisan markets here in Brooklyn, then expand across New York City, and eventually to LA, Atlanta, Houston, and beyond. If you're one of the customers that purchased one of our fragrances at the market and you're watching this video, I just want to thank you again for believing in Max Mace and trying out our fragrances. If you are a viewer and you're new to this channel, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to the channel. We've got more videos coming out just like this. To everyone else that's returning, thank you again as well too, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.